Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're talking about some new products from ColourPop. These are launching as part of their special Cyber Week deals. I already have a whole video posted with all of the special holiday vaults that launched earlier this week. We've got swatches, prices, close-ups, all of that stuff, so make sure you check out that video as well. But today we're focusing on these two new launches. These products are launching on Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, November 25th. We have a brand new pretty pink brush roll that's launching alongside this Smoke and Roses mega palette. So first, let's take a close-up look at this brush roll. I want to show you close up all of the brushes and tools that are in here, and I also want to do a quick little comparison with some of their previously released brush rolls. As of the time I'm filming this video, there hasn't been a price officially announced for this brush roll yet, but the other brush rolls that I'm going to compare it to are individually priced at $32 and $44 retail price. So I'm sure that this is going to be somewhere in that vicinity. The packaging, the outer roll feels more similar to the Stone Cold brush set, which is priced at $32 full retail value. But this new Smoke and Roses little pink brush roll has 14 brushes like the Ultimate brush roll, which is the one that's priced at $44. So I'm not exactly sure where to guess, but I know it's going to be in that vicinity, and it is launching during the Cyber Week sale, so it will be launching on sale. I love the inclusion of a spoolie with this roll. It's something that we haven't seen in the previous brush sets, and it's such a useful little tool, so I'm glad to see that included in this one. Now I'm just going to give you the rundown on the previous brush sets and which overlapping brush styles there are. There's not a ton in the Stone Cold brush set, only 3 of the same brush. There's more of an overlap in the Ultimate brush roll, but either way, you're still getting a majority of different styles. So if you have these other ones, you will be mostly filling out your collection. I've said this time and time again, I think the ColourPop brushes are severely underrated. They are some of my favorite brushes in my collection. I choose them over more expensive higher end brushes all the time. So these brush rolls are a fantastic value in my opinion. This is a really good investment. So I definitely recommend this one, and I think it is a phenomenal value. Plus, I mean, you can never have too many brushes, right? I mean, you probably can, because I probably do. But it's like they don't expire, and it's okay if you have 2 of the same one. It's not like makeup, it's not like eyeshadow palettes where you're like, oh, I already have that. It's like, yeah, but it's a brush. So also, this is a really good gift idea if you want to gift something to a makeup lover and you have no idea what to give them, what they might already have, what kind of colors to go for, and that seems intimidating. Tools and brushes are always a good way to go for gifting for beauty lovers, because you could just never have too many tools, really. I mean, you probably can, but don't think about it too hard. This is a good gift idea. Now let's talk about this new Smoke and Roses mega palette. This is the latest 30 pan palette from ColourPop. Typically, these are retail priced at $34 US, but because this is launching during their Cyber Week deals, it's 30% off site-wide. When this palette first drops, it should be priced at $23.80. But if you're watching this anytime outside of the Cyber Week sale, then this will be retail priced at $34 US. But you can always use a discount code if it's not already on sale. You can't stack the sale with codes, but if you're watching this video at a time when this is not on sale, then you can use my affiliate code. The code's just my first name, Amanda, and that should save you 10% on this palette. Before we get into swatches and all that good stuff, let's just take a real close-up look at this Smoke and Roses palette. Let's first look at the outer box. This is the cardboard packaging that the palette comes in. It's the exact same style as the palette itself. When you look up close, you can see this sort of lace print detail. It's very textural. It's such a nice soft look to the packaging. I really, really like it. Here's the palette itself. Like I said, exactly the same styling. It's just the box has the ingredients list where the palette doesn't have the ingredients listed on the back. The ingredients are also listed on the website, so if you ever have a question about what's in these shadows, you can check there. We do have 2 shades that have this little eye safety warning, likely for red pigments. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'll link my wine collection video down below so you can hear more about what those warnings mean, what they're there for, what to do about them. Now, this does not have a mirror in it. The Mega palettes don't have mirrors, but you can see a very similar layout here. We do have the shade names inside next to the pans. This is an even split, which I love to see. 15 mattes, 15 shimmers, no pressed glitters, and no mattes with glitter. I love to see that. And when you see these shades swatched, you hopefully will be as blown away as I am by these shimmers. I think these are some of the best shimmers that they've ever done. Definitely the best shimmers in a Mega palette. They're so shifty and soft and metallic and just super gorgeous. I'll let the swatches do the talking, but here's a close-up look at all 30 shades. Next, let's take a look at the swatches of this palette. Because there's so many shades in here, I did them 15 at a time. So the first set of swatches you'll see are the first 3 columns in the palette, and then the second set of swatches is the other half of the palette. They are swatched in columns. It seems like that's the way they're laid out. At least to me, visually, that's what makes the most sense. So if that's how I swatched them, you will see both finger and brush swatches. The finger swatches are pictured on top, and then each corresponding brush swatch is directly below that. So let's take a look at the swatches of this Smoke and Roses palette now. I will say, formula-wise, this palette is really incredible. Mattes and shimmers alike, although I believe the shimmers are the standouts. I'm just over the moon for these really shifty, metallic type of shimmer shades. I will say I think there's a fair bit of redundancy in this palette. For example, when you see shades like Thorn Apart and Love Hurts, they're going to be indistinguishable on the eye. All of these really light, little soft, champagne-y shades, they are pretty redundant, especially once they're used in an eye look. They just really start to look the same. So I do think there could have been a little bit more variety injected in this color story. I think that some of these redundant shades could have been replaced with some nice like olive greens or maybe some darker reds. Keep the rose theme, but maybe just give us a little bit more variety. But I will say there's a nice selection of light, medium, and deep shades that's going to give you a lot of depth as far as creating looks goes. But you can see here these pinky mid-tone metallics, again, they're all going to look kind of similar on the eye. I do like the cool tones though, and I'll say performance is phenomenal. Color story variety just could be a little bit better for me. Now I want to show you a tutorial using the Smoke and Roses palette. I really like to show you tutorials when I can so that you can see the shades in action and get a feel for how they perform with a brush on the eye. So let's take a look at a tutorial for this eye look that I'm wearing today using the Smoke and Roses palette. Okay, here's the deal. I know that some people are probably going to be upset about this, but I'm not going to do swatch comparisons for this palette for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, I'm kind of saving my arm because I am planning out a ton of swatch comparisons for these new 9 pans that are also about to launch during Cyber Week. There's 4 of these. I'm doing multiple comparisons for each palette, so I can't feasibly film all of these videos. I just really can't destroy my arm with a bunch of 30 pan palette swatches if I hope to actually complete that video as well. Reason number 2 I'm not doing swatch comparisons. When I posted a picture of this on my Instagram, a bunch of people were asking for comparisons to the Natasha Denona Retro palette, which I don't have, and some Morphe palette that I don't have. Of course, some people were asking to see some like Huda comparisons or comparisons to the other 30 pans from ColourPop. I'll tell you right now, this is way more similar to the new Nude palette than the recently released Rose Quartz. That one's way more purple, way more cool toned. This one's more similar to Huda's new Nude. In fact, I think I like this a little bit better than new Nude. But instead of doing swatch comparisons, what I want to do is a quick little ranking of all of the mega palettes. So I'll show you some side-by-side shots with this one and Bare Necessities and Stone Cold Fox, and you'll be able to tell just by looking at it that yes, there are some overlapping neutral shades, but I don't think that that's news to anyone. I don't think that you need a swatch comparison to know that the neutral shades are going to overlap here, but this isn't going to be overwhelmingly duped by either one of those palettes. So I think it'd be fun to switch it up a little bit, and I'm going to give you a very quick ranking of all of the mega palettes, including this new one and the now discontinued So Jaded palette. There are 9 mega palettes that have ever been released in the ColourPop world, and I'm going to give you my personal ranking. If you have a different opinion on these, that is 100% fine with me. I love that we can all have our own different opinions here. These are just mine, and I will tell you why I feel the way that I feel. And just know that if I don't love your favorite palette, that doesn't mean that I don't love your face, because I do. Some people get really upset. Just don't, it's okay. It's alright. It's not personal. I still love your face more than anything in the world. Okay, let's get into the ranking now. If you've seen my review for this palette, then it's probably not a surprise that this is the lowest ranking mega palette for me. I just don't really get a lot from this. It's very overwhelmingly neutral. I think I would love it more if there was more of this sort of pop of blue idea and not just so many warm neutrals, but pretty much anything I get from this palette I can get from Bare Necessities, so this one just doesn't really do anything for me. Now in spot number 8, we have the Fade into Hue palette, and I like the idea of this one. I like seeing them do really bright, fun, funky colors, but the reason this is ranking so low for me is because it has so many unusable shades. I just do not ever use pressed glitter, and I really don't like mattes with glitter either, so this was sort of a swing and a miss for me. And now it's all good. This is where we start to get into these are just fine kind of palettes. I don't have a glaring issue with this. I mean, of course I don't love that there are some pressed glitters in here. Overall, I don't really dislike this palette. Just compared to the others, I don't love it as much. So we're really in medium, middle of the road territory now with this one. I know this next pick is going to be kind of controversial because so many people really, really love this palette. And again, this is another one that I don't really dislike it. It's just compared to the others, I don't like it as much. There are two other palettes that have a similar sort of colorful jewel-toned rainbow type of vibe to them, and I like those better than this one. But again, this is a good palette. It's a fine palette. It's just compared to the others, I don't like it as much. It's not as organized to the eye. And for example, compared to this next one, Play It Jewel, which ranks just above for me, this one has a really organized layout in terms of color. And the Play It Jewel palette does not have any of the pressed glitters, which I feel like I've made abundantly clear I just don't like. And So Jaded does have some pressed glitters. So this one sort of edges out So Jaded for those reasons. However, you will see that pressed glitter is not an automatic low ranking for me, because there is one palette that ranks pretty high for me that does contain pressed glitter. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We're not quite there yet. Let's now talk about the newcomer to the Mega Palette family, the Smoke and Roses palette. This one is in spot number 4 for me, ranking pretty high. And this is almost entirely based on just how high performing this palette is. I think that the formula in here is exceptional. The shimmers are just above and beyond any of the other Mega palettes. Now, speaking of pressed glitter in palettes, this is the It's a Mood palette. This does contain some non-eye safe glitters, which I don't like, but I love this color story. I love these really rich jewel tones, and this color story can overcome a lot for me, even the dreaded pressed glitter. So this is in spot number 3. I love this color story so much. Now, I'm kind of cheating because I'm going to rank Stone Cold Fox and Bare Necessities both at spot number 1, just for what these Mega palettes are, which is a massive all-in-one type of palette. I think that the neutrals make the most sense. They're the most useful, and these can dupe out tons of palettes in my collection. I use Bare Necessities more, but I think Stone Cold Fox is just as useful. For this format, I do think these are really the best use of space and really the most used for me. That's everything I have for today's video. I really hope that you found this helpful. I appreciate it in advance for being understanding about not being able to do every swatch comparison under the sun right now. Keep in mind, it is also Thanksgiving, which I am hosting, and also my wedding anniversary, and also my birthday all this week. And I'm still doing a bonus video. So I appreciate your understanding and your patience, and I always appreciate you just watching, all the nice comments you leave, and you're just a wonderful little bunch of people. And I hope you have a very happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate. If not, then I hope you just have a regular old good day. Now's the time when I want to hear what you think about these products. Are you interested? Is this something you're picking up? Do you love it? Are you meh? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! What am I trying to say? Anyone? No? Okay. Brush roll. Are you meh? Really said that, didn't I? Working up a sweat. Just ranting and raving about palettes, working up a sweat. I have probably 10 of the same brush of my favorite brushes. I mean, I'm not necessarily advocating for that, but I'm just saying I get it. I'm not judging you if that's where you're at in life. Smoking a roses? Smoking a pancake? No. No? Not a lot of Austin Powers fans? Okay. I love corny movies, you know? What are your favorite corny movies? Let me know. I grew up watching a bunch of really terrible, amazingly bad movies with my sister, so it's always my favorite. I feel like that explains a lot about me. Did I say everything? Did I do everything? Did I remember everything? Probably not. You know, it's just one of those weeks. It's a busy week. It's alright. That's okay. We're all like that. You know? Look at this little cute little flower earring. Did I wear my flower hoodie and my flower earrings just to review a rose themed palette? You bet your cute little butt I did. Okay, and with that, I shall go film yet another video because I'm a crazy person. I'm gonna go film some swatches, and I'm going to go edit a bunch of videos, and I'm going to go just keep loving your face somewhere else, okay? Thanks for watching. Have a great day, okay? I'm gonna be thankful for you, okay? Bye.